As I go along and pull some of the old photos and videos I have from 5 years ago about how the Rainbow Connection kicked me out of Bayville, I'll give you a little talk in between. On the road there by the beach where Rory Sue Cohen and Matt, the manager of the Crescent Club, lived, all the way down at the end, there's this lady, wacky as could be. She had a daughter that had some physical and mental disabilities. And the daughter was adorable. And they would walk over to my house. And when I closed my farm over in St. James, I brought 8 chickens home and a chicken coop. Of course, I got permission from the village. You can have chickens, but you can't have roosters. So the little girl, one day I see a little girl in my yard. I'm like, what the hell? And there's her mother. And her mother just walks into my yard. And it's like she owns the place. It really felt intrusive. I said, no problem. You know, the girl loved the chickens. It helped her out mentally and psychologically. Anyway, one day I come home and the door's open and the chickens are in the road. And I'm like, you can't do this. She was offended that I asked her to please close the chicken door. She came back again with her husband, some tall, ganky-looking guy who works for the news station somewhere, who got me taken off a lot of my accounts because he knows what he's doing. And they came again, and I said, look, you cannot come to my yard anymore. You're abusing the privilege. This is my yard. They're my chickens. They're not yours. She got all pissed off. So the next day I went to the house, and I wanted to talk to the husband and say, look, this is not right. You can't come to my house. It's private property. And then you leave my chicken gate open so my chickens could get ran over. And as I was there, she came home in the car. What are you doing in my house? All offended. And this is only 3 people on the block. You have this lady and her husband. I'm going to get their names and I'm going to post their pictures. But this is the kind of stuff I'm going through. This is about 2 blocks away from my house. So they're not even near my house. You're the one who does all those garage sales. What is it about business if I do garage sales? And the only reason I was doing garage sales is because the village made me get me a container. And again, these 3 people didn't want my container either. But you know what's unbelievable? Matt has a container at the Crescent Club. And every time I opened my door, I had to see it. And that's what gave me the idea of a container in the driveway. If people are really mentally, I'm not going to say they're mentally ill. I'm not going to say these people are mentally ill, but there's something wrong. Now the connection is starting to occur. The Rainbow Connection. You know, these people will stand up for drag queens in classrooms and trans in little kids' bathrooms and all the woke and lesbian signs. But if I have too many flowers in my yard, or I put I have a fire in my yard, a fire pit, that's no good. The Rainbow Connection. They're Democrats. They're Democrats. I just realized that now. The story will continue.